Welcome back to my channel and the second to last video about the Rebel 1986 New Zealand Cavaliers Rugby Tour to South Africa. All was still to play for in the fourth and deciding test match at Ellispark on 31st May 1986. If the Cavaliers won and drew the test series, they would have been vindicated for going to South Africa and perhaps returned home to New Zealand as heroes. A lost series would mean they would continue to be condemned for touring South Africa. In Grant Fox's words, success meant triumph, failure meant retribution. What's all the exciting action of this high-paced test match? See how in the first half a Gert Small punch knocked out Gary Knight, leading to both being sent to the sidelines to cool off. Watch until the final whistle to see how the Cavaliers' frustration boiled over and reached shoulder charged the referee, while Wayne Smith and Murray Maxwell joined in shouting abuse at the Welshman.
Well, obviously the side's been picked for the way we want to play it. Wayne Smith there, obviously we'd like the ball to be moved out a little bit quicker, and hopefully playing it the way we want to play it, we can put more pressure on the Springboks and hopefully don't rely on the kicking abilities of Robbie Deans to win the game for us. So, Grant Fox has kept us in the games with penalties from around the halfway. I don't think we really expect Robbie Deans to have a success rate like Grant Fox has had. So that's obviously one of the reasons why Wayne Smith's here, that we want to play it so we can put more pressure on the Springboks and spend more time in their half and hopefully score tries rather than relying on Grant Fox's beat to keep us in the game.
See, we can't even think about a draw in this series. We've got to win this 1-3-1. And I feel sorry for them, but we need to win it because that will keep us in competition. And looking at the World Cup next year, even if the team that win it, they've got to come out and beat us, because if we can beat New Zealand, and I rate New Zealand #1 for that World Cup, then they've got to come back because, they've beat everyone except South Africa. And I think the best is to include South Africa in it. And then if you get a final and we're in the final, and whoever wins, then you can call it a World Cup. But as long as we're out of the World Cup and winning this series, then I don't think there's a World Cup. You can't even call it a World Cup.
The Cavaliers felt confident that they can win and draw the series. Complicating matters for them was the fact that Loveridge was not available due to concussion. Springbok coach Dr. Cecil Moss's team trained less before the test to ensure that they'd be fresh and hungry for a win. The Cavaliers expected Naas Botha to pepper fullback Deans with high balls, and they paid a lot of attention to this in their pre-match preparation. The selection of Wayne Smith ahead of Grant Fox meant that the tourists were planning to give the ball lots of air and attack with their backline. All the Springbok players were fit and ready for the deciding test, including Dani Gerber, who had flu the previous day. South Africa faced expulsion from World Rugby because of the tour, but the feeling was that a series victory would make it impossible for them to be thrown out of international rugby. Naas Botha were both praised and admonished before the test. Former French flyer Pierre Albalat-Deyu praised his goal kicking and said he has not seen such a perfect kicker in his lifetime. The former Welsh and Lions flanker Clem Thomas called him the most selfish flyer currently playing rugby. He felt he was not a good link with his backline and was full of himself. Cavaliers coach Mead was worried about the Cavaliers not playing for the full 18 minutes and fading in the second half. They lost against the Springboks in the first and third test in the last 10 minutes, and Mead said that the team can't afford to do that again in the deciding fourth test. Welsh referee Ken Rowlands would make history in the test by only becoming the third referee in rugby history to officiate in 4 consecutive tests.
Back to the city where it all started, Johannesburg, and the countdown begins for the final chapter. It is right in the heart of this thriving metropolis, under the shadow of the soaring skyscrapers, that the fourth and final test in this dramatic saga will be contested. For both teams, there is a special reason for winning this one. For the Springboks, the chance to take the series, and for the New Zealanders, a desire to share the spoils. That desire is intensified by the knowledge that it will be easier facing the music back home if they can at least say the Springboks never beat us. It is far away from the special attractions of the Golden City that the New Zealanders and South Africans are plotting strategy for the ultimate showdown. Their pot of gold, a mythical one known in the game as the World Rugby Crown. So it is back again to that Super Bowl at Ellispark, a stadium that was sold out a week in advance, a giant coliseum that will seat 70,000 people on the day, a thriving mass of sporting humanity. The Springbok team is unchanged, but the New Zealanders have shuffled their cards. Deans is at fullback for Crowley, Smith replacing ace goal kicker Grant Fox at fly half, Andy Donald, the only halfback available, Steve McDowell ousting veteran John Ashworth, and another regular Mark Shaw giving way to line-out specialist Alan Whetton. The tourists are hoping that Deans will not leave his kicking form in the change room and that Smith's selection ahead of Fox will have broader benefits. The expectant crowd now awaits the Springboks' appearance. Erasmus, Schmidt, Krier, Skalkberger, Moolman, Bartman, Schmal, Wright, Michael du Plessis, Gerber, Reinach, Karel du Plessis, Hennis. These are the men who will soon link forces with Naas Botha and his vice-captain Jannie Breed in their quest to prove to the world that South African rugby is still strong enough to conquer the men in black. Referee Ken Rowlands is equaling a world record by officiating his 4th successive international. He also announces that he will retire after this match. The New Zealanders have left their biggest surprise for last. For the first and last time on tour, they perform the traditional pre-match haka, a wonderful gesture by individuals, yet still Kiwis, that draws feverish applause from the huge crowd and fills the most hardened rugby supporter with emotion. The formalities are over, the battle lines are drawn. As the high-felt sun blazes down on Ellispark, the climax approaches in the never-to-be-forgotten Battle of the Giants.
The ball hang. Well taken. Here's the All Black power. Gary Knight going in there, big number 3.
That penalty given for the Springboks coming in on the wrong side of that maul.
Anyway, here we go. Very important kick. It's hanging nicely. Wait for it. Yes, it's there. 3 points to 0. The New Zealanders are in the lead. So they've taken the lead in the same manner as they've had in the other tests. 7 minutes gone. And the penalty by Robbie Deans. Important kick to get ahead. Andy Hayden in the thick of it there, tapping it back. Mika Reid waiting for it, but Springboks with it. Val Bartman, helped by Jannie Breed. Gert Small is there too. And there's a bit of a fist fight. By golly, that really was. Gary Knight was in there. And the referee calling the two of them. Gary Knight, there seemed to be a real fist fight between the two of them. And the last blow struck by a guy in a green jersey.
Well, that's Gert Small there, and Gary Knight, I think, got quite a smart smack there.
And very difficult to decide.
It looks like the referee has actually told them to go and cool off.
Well, now that's something I have never seen before. Has he sent them off, Hugh? He must have sent them off the field.
I can't understand. They've gone off the field.
And they know there is no cooler system in South African rugby. In our lower grades of rugby, we have a cooler. And the player can be sent behind the posts to stay there and cool off, but it looks very much as if they've both been actually sent off the field. Anyway, play's going on, and that was Warwick Taylor who kicked that ball, being chased by Johan Kunis, and it's a very good kick indeed. Louis Schmidt to throw in. Taken by Louis Moolman. Garth Wright, nice Buerta. And there's another up and under. That must have been practiced. Robbie Dean's in a difficult situation just outside his own 22, but well taken there. All Blacks getting in, and a penalty to the Springboks for killing that ball, preventing it coming out of that loose ruck.
Well, Jock Hobbs obviously not too happy about that, but I think just getting the explanation from the referee and the All Blacks, the New Zealanders going over the top of that ruck.
And I think it was Alan Wetton who was the man who took the ball and hung on to it. And asked Buerta with a very straightforward penalty. Hang in front and about 25 metres out. And that is 3 points all. Andy Hayden getting ready for the jump. Hickory to throw in. And back in the line out. This again, it was Alan Wetton. Very good jump. Donald to Smith. And there's Smith giving the Springboks a bit of their own medicine. Good up and under. Warwick Taylor's right up there. Taken by Mexted. And Mexted's very close to scoring. Just hauled down a few metres short. In goes Hickory to try and get the second phase ball. And a penalty to the New Zealanders against the Springboks for preventing that ball coming out of that ruck for the 6-3 score. And there it is. 16 minutes gone, and it is 1 penalty to the Springboks, 2 penalties to the New Zealanders. But it is the Springboks to throw in, and now they will know where the ball is going to land, and the New Zealanders, not knowing the code signs, will have to guess. Louis Moolman trying to tap it back. And second phase out goes to down the line Gerber, Jacko Reinach. He's got Kunis there with him. Kunis is outside him, and on the inside there is a couple of Springboks. Kunis a long pass out there to Donny Gerber. What'll he do now? The kick ahead, I think it's gone too far. Murray Mexted is there, and all the time in the world for Murray Mexted to dot it down. But I think perhaps Donny might have passed there. He had Gert Small just next to him. But a quick drop out. Difficult one for Johan Kunis. Into Naas Buerta. And is this a long-range drop goal? It's a long kick. Wait for it. And up against the uprights. Ball still in play. And Piet Creer tried to pick it up. Gert Small tried to pick it up, but it was Hickory who got in his hands first. Erasmus going in. And Erasmus, good work by him. Naas Buerta. Michael du Plessis. Carlo du Plessis in the gap. This could be a try. Back inside to Kunis, who blocked it. Bad luck picked up there by Mike Clamp. And to help is Alan Wetton, number 6. And the New Zealanders are going to win the ruck. Andrew Donald back to Wayne Smith. And they're opening it up. That's Victor Simpson. And he's got Craig Green there. Ball being chased by Warwick Taylor and Kunis, but the ball wins the race. And Andrew Donald, Wayne Smith, Craig Green. He's the man who scored 5 tries on this tour. Second phase to Andrew Donald. Wayne Smith, a long pass. Victor Simpson cutting in back into the forwards, as he so often does. But they're well inside the Springbok 22. And here's Smith with it again. He had Craig Green with him. And a chip into the corner puts them right on the attack. The Springbok forwards only 4 metres back, and the New Zealander forwards must be 10 metres back. You don't have to go back, and here's a very dangerous situation here. A scramble with 1 metre from there. Andrew Donald's going to score, I think. Andrew Donald is over. Andrew Donald, that was a bad mistake by the Springboks.
Here we see it again. Donald's seen it very well. Look for the referee right down on his knees, perfectly positioned.
Now can Robbie Deans convert this? He's kicked well so far. Kicked 2 out of 2. And no, this is hooked past the post, so it is 2 penalties and a try for 10 points to New Zealanders to the solitary penalty for the Springboks. So we have 8 minutes left in this half, and the Springboks down by 3 points to 10. And under it, Alan Wetton's had a great game for the New Zealanders, while Bartman going in and Hickory coming away with it. Jock Hobbs, and out there to Victor Simpson. That's Craig Green with it now. And Craig Green slipping past the tackle there. Craig Green in the gap. Naas Buerta has him. And back inside there to Alan Wetton. They're 15 metres away. Now second phase, if they can get it. Yes, they've got it. Out to Smith. Smith looking for the gap. He's got Clamp outside him. But that's Robbie Deans. Robbie Deans caught about 12 metres short. And the next ruck, they get it again. Out there on the right. This is Mike Clamp. Mike Clamp from Wellington. And look at that ruck. They want to get it a third time. But two quick second phases in succession. And lovely running. That certainly was 15-man rugby. Referee indicating he wants that half-metre gap in the line-out. Andrew Donald, Wayne Smith and Warwick Taylor, well tackled there near the halfway line. Can the Springboks get second phase? Yes, they do. And coming through very quickly was Haka Reid, Lars Botha, Franz Erasmus in the line. And he's a very strong young man. Coming away with it. Good work by Uli Schmidt there. Lars Botha. Could be a man over here. Hiernes going into this. And has he got Gerber with him? No, intercept by Craig Green. Gert Small tackling Craig Green. That's out it goes. Good pass by Michael du Plessis to his brother Karel on the halfway line, but they're running into trouble. Andy Hayden is there. Uli Schmidt with it. And the referee has said offside. Just behind the halfway line. He's done it from here often before. 10-3 the score. And it's got all the legs. Is it straight? Yes. 10 points to 6. Lars Botha second penalty. But 10-6 it is now. New Zealand is leading. It's the halfway line on the left of your screen there. Tap back by Jannie Breert. Notice Gert Small standing in the scrum half position. Louis Moolman grasping the ball. And Garth Wright says, here you are, Nas. And Nas put a long raking kick down the left-hand touchline, being chased by Carlo du Plessis. But the ball, no, it hasn't gone over the try line. Reversing inside to Mike Clamp. Good covering by Mike Clamp there.
Good covering, not such good kicking.
Well, it didn't matter because that is the half-time whistle. So at half-time, it is the New Zealanders 10 points, the Springboks 6, anybody's game. And here we are back for the second half of this game, and we're just about to have the kick-off. There's the referee, Mr. Ken Rowlands from Wales, and the man to kick off is going to be Robbie Deans. Lovely high ball there. And a shrill blast on the whistle there for obstruction in the line-out.
Well, that's the third time the New Zealanders have been penalised for obstruction in the line-out, and the referee very strict on this law.
6 metres inside the New Zealanders' half of the game, and it's there. 3 penalties to Lars Botha. Four minutes gone, as you can see, and only 1 point the difference. This line out about 8 metres inside the New Zealanders' half of the field. And they're going to get it. But a penalty to the New Zealanders for coming into the wrong side of the ruck there. We're going to take a quick one. Andrew Donald with it. Yeah. Tap penalty, it looks like. Andy Hayden's there, but inside to... This is an interesting movement. That's Alan Wetton. And he has had a great game. Murray Mexted. Jock Hobbs is there. There's the 3 loose boards working ideally together. Wayne Smith. Victor Simpson. He has Mike Clamp with him. Haka Reid. Mike Clamp. Reverse direction, Wayne Smith. And there's a good kick into the gap, but... under it is Karel du Plessis, Jacques Reinach. And Jacques Reinach kicking ahead. Is he obstructed there? Wait for it. Yeah, the referee giving a penalty there for obstruction. And there's a bit of rough stuff there, unnecessary. But clearly that was obstruction. Jacques Reinach, who is so fast, he could have overhauled his man perhaps, and he was deliberately obstructed from chasing after the kick. But Lars Botha could put his side ahead, 12-10. It's one he will certainly expect to get. And there it is. A quick one by the Springboks. Long one out there to Jacques Reinach. Didn't go to hand. And Jan Hiernes with it. Keeping the ball in play. Cross kick. Robbie Dean's an awkward one. And he's got to hold on now. Springboks still coming up with it. Good work by Andrew Donald. Springboks grovelling for the ball. There it is, second phase available. And Skalkberger going for the line, helped by Rasmus. But the whistle is gone. It'll be a Springbok ball. So by Jannie Breert. And that was being chased by Cardinal du Plessis there. And good covering by Mike Clamp. Desperate situation. Ball bouncing. It would have been kind bounce for Cardinal du Plessis if Mike Clamp hadn't been there. Mormon tapping it back. Pass right to Narsbuerta. Quick one. And here's a drop goal attempt by Michael du Plessis. And it's over. Michael du Plessis, a drop goal for the Springboks. And it's not often you see him. Did he used to play fly half? He's the athlete Hugh Clayton was talking about. So that's another 3 points.
Well, we'll see it again. Watch Narsbuerta. Jock Hobbs was very quick onto Narsbuerta there. They had a bit of an argument beforehand. Jock Hobbs hitting Narsbuerta. Michael du Plessis perfectly positioned and using the experience of a fly half to put that drop kick over.
So still it's the New Zealanders who've scored the only try of the match. They have a try and 2 penalties to the Springboks, 4 penalties and a drop goal. And that's a high ball tapped back to Wright, who got man and ball at the same time. And I think Val Bartman took a bit of a knock there, or was it Wright? No, Garth Wright. That was a very difficult one for him. Reid and Gary Wetton at the back of the line. That's interesting, helped by his brother Alan and Mexted. Hobbs, Andrew Donald up and under. Who's under it? And Haka Reid grabbing it. And here's the rolling ball coming. No second phase, back it goes. Warwick Taylor looking for the gap, and he's got a gap. Runs into the Springbok cover defence. Who's going to get the second phase ball here? And what does the referee say? He says it's buried, it will not come out. Another scrum. Andrew Donald. And there's Warwick Taylor in that same gap, but well tackled there by Jannie Breert. He ran into the cover defence, and this is dangerous as well over the left, but nearly an interception by Reinach. If he had managed to hold that, he would have run the length of the field. And the New Zealanders still in a very good attacking situation. About 12 metres from their opponent's line. And Murray Mexted going for it. And this, very close. Jock Hobbs there, but good work by Garth Wright. Kiernes reversing to Buerta under terrible pressure. Can he get his kick in? Yes, he managed to, but he hasn't found touch. He's found Craig Green, and a penalty. What is the he's advanced at 10 metres. A penalty for offside, and a bit of more lip from the New Zealanders, and once again it's been advanced another 10 metres, and discussion with the referee, and Victor Simpson is pointing out that one of his players has got an injury over on the far side. Looks like one of the Wettons. And Narsbuerta from about 4 metres inside his own half of the field. You'll have a good view from here. 15-10 the Springboks lead at the moment. Big crowd, very quiet. And will it curl in? Wait for it. No. Past the right-hand post, and it remains 15 points to 10 after 22 minutes of the second half. And the only try of the match to the New Zealanders so far, scored by Andy Donald. We had 2 penalties by Robbie Deans as well for them, and for the Springboks are dropped by Michael du Plessis, and those 4 penalties by Narsbuerta. Wayne Smith, who's had a good game this afternoon. And up there, Skalkberger to take it, but there's Gary Wetton there as well, and it's the New Zealanders getting the ball from the ruck. Warwick Taylor, Wayne Smith, cutting back inside. They do that an awful lot. And second phase to them as well. Haka Reid, what a game he's had today. And that is Wetton, Gary Wetton. The tackle on him. But second phase again. That was Steve McDowell. Long pass to Haka Reid. Out to Victor Simpson. This could be dangerous. Victor Simpson looking for support. And he's got it. And Robbie Dean's right up there from the fullback position. They're on the Springbok 22-metre line, just in from the far touch. Second phase again. And out it Robbie Deans to Wayne Smith. He got a man over, I think, but he played it back inside. And there's the rolling kick for the wing. Cardinal du Plessis chasing it. Mike Clamp chasing it. Cardinal du Plessis tackled by Mike Clamp. And Warwick Taylor is there as well. Donnie Gerber managed to get it back to Jannie Breert, and Jannie Breert to the rescue. And Paul bounced in the field of the play and scudded out. There's Jannie Breert, who's had a very good game in cover defence today. And the referee wanting that half-metre gap between the two lines. And the 1 metre between each player in the line. Deepan Mexted, good tap back to Jannie Breert was there, Hobbs with it. And this is a penalty for
coming in on the wrong side of the ruck.
Jock Hobbs has also had a fine game, number 7 there. Captained the side well, he's kept the forwards together. And Robbie Deans is going to have a long shot at goal from 5 metres inside his own half of the field. 15-10 it is, Springboks leading. And wait for it. And it hits the crossbar. That's unbelievable. And Gerber with it, Nas Botha. And a long kick by Nas Botha. Victor Simpson waiting for it. Hasn't found touch. That's Vic Simpson. He's got Mexted with him. Keeping it in play. Garth Wright chasing for it. Still in play. Gert Small. And Hughes waiting for it. And the New Zealand chaps all up there. Haka Reid with it. They've got the whole line there. And they'll want second phase. They're going to get it. I think it's good work by the forwards. Alan Wetton. Nas Botha trying to stop the rot with a tackle. And here it is, back again. Wayne Smith, this could be a try. If he'd let it out, he had a double overlap there. And will they get it again from this ruck? And a penalty to the Springboks this time. Well, that was as close can be.
Well, that was again good play by the New Zealanders, and Wayne Smith just choosing the wrong option, going on the wrong side. If he'd come to this out grandstand side of the field, I think he would have had about a 5-2 situation. Haka Reid in the thick of things, wonderful running by him. Alan Wetton, who's had a very, very good game, he was up there and then at the vital stages. But remember, good defence by the Springboks.
Nas Botha trying to settle things down now. He'll want to get as far away from his own try line as possible. And that was one time when one could be certain he wouldn't miss touch. Put the Springboks back into their opponent's half of the field. Because the Springbok defence really at 6s and 7s.
They were at 6s and 7s, and for the first time Alan Wetton really went barging through their defences, and Jacques Reinach I think has pulled a hamstring muscle. I saw him holding the back of his thigh, and I think Helgard Miller is going to get his first test cap.
And that was Dr. Augie Cohen, the Springbok doctor, who went on, and being a doctor he could tell the referee immediately that Jacques Reinach was not fit enough to continue, and here for the first time is a test cap for that delightful young Free Stater, Helgard Miller, a chap who played cricket for South Africans for Free State schools and rugby for them as well. Grey College he was at, and he will be delighted to get a chance. And from the line out, the referee, I think, said not straight.
No, I think it's going to be a penalty. Chick Murray Mexted pushing Jannie Breert in the back there. Well, it was quite interesting. Mexted actually went sort of micked really to go around Jannie Breert at the back of the line out, and then we see Mexted coming back. Jannie Breert just stood, and there's the shove. Jannie, hands in the air, appealing to the referee, and the referee had seen it.
And here's a chance for Nas Botha. He's about 6 metres inside the New Zealanders' half of the field, 15 metres in from the far touch. We'll have a good view of this. 15 points to 10. Can he make it 18-10? And it looks pretty good. Wait for it. Yeah. So that is Nas Botha's 5th penalty goal. And that score made up by 5 penalties and a drop for the South Africans and 2 penalties and a try for the New Zealanders. 18 points to 10.
Well, again, I think, Chick, we saw the the undisciplined play of the New Zealanders. Murray Mex did not like him to do a thing like that right in front of the referee.
And here's the ruck. Will the New Zealanders win it again? I think the referee says there was knock forward. I'm sure the Springboks would love to score a try to be able to convince everybody they deserve to win this test match, because so far the only try of the game has been scored by Andrew Donald for the New Zealanders. Midway between the Springbok 22 and the halfway line. Nasbuerta on the blind side, and over Robbie Deans' head. It's not going to go over the... Oh yes, Robbie Deans cleverly waiting for it to roll over the try. As Bartman that was coming up very quickly. Left for play 4 minutes of ordinary time. 18 points to 10. A lead of 8 points, which means the New Zealanders will have to score twice if they're going to either draw or win this match. Referee, I think, deciding the ball had not crossed the line. It's a trick that Wayne Smith's done quite often. He kicks it across the line just and then flicks it back through his feet.
But again, Chick, I think surprising that he would do that. The Springboks were right on the spot, 2 players to 1, yet he still tried to do it.
Here could be a drop goal attempt. No, reverse play. Michael du Plessis, that is Karel du Plessis. Kunis looking for support, and he's got it. Val Bartman, and to pick it up is Gary Wetton. Look at that. New Zealanders going forward, and second phase to them. Haka Reid runs into Val Bartman. Up there to Warwick Taylor and Craig Green. Craig Green trying to pick up Victor Simpson. Referee waiting for advantage. 2 minutes of ordinary time to go. And it is the New Zealanders to throw in. Steve McDowell coming in to staying out. So it's a 6-man line. Going to get a tap back there by Wetton. Referee waiting for advantage again. Victor Simpson with it. Yes, it is advantage. And Willie Schmidt shadowing Victor Simpson into the hands of Karel du Plessis. Will he run it? And he's now Helgard Muller, the first time he's touched the ball in this game. And that's out to Jacko Reinach, to Donny Gerber. Donny Gerber over the 22-meter line, but the cover defence was there.
Well, that's lovely to see the Springboks opening it up. Karel du Plessis really has got such superb timing. You very, very rarely see him bumped into touch. You very rarely see him die with the ball. And there again, he just showed his worth coming onto the open side. Perfect timing of the pass.
And could be the last line out of the game. And a good tap back. Andrew Donald. Back it goes. They're keeping it alive. Robbie Deans with it now. And Mike Clamp, tackled by Karel du Plessis, will get second phase. Once again, back to Warwick Taylor. Warwick Taylor looking for support. Good pass by Robbie Deans out to Victor Simpson. But du Plessis tackles him, Michal. And referee waiting for advantage. Here's advantage. Val Bartman with it. Tried to get his pass away. Referee plays play on. Helgard Muller. Into the gap. Garthwaite was going to score. And Garthwaite has scored his first try in the test match. And good refereeing. The referee said play on. He said there was an advantage. They waited for the advantage. And Garthwaite went over for a beautiful try.
Well, you can see just how delighted Garthwaite is. Very good lead-up play. And as Chick said, good refereeing by the referee there. Here we see it again. Val Bartman in possession. Now watch for the new man on the field, Helgard Muller, as he comes almost a high tackle by Gary Knight. Then the second phase came. Gary Knight, Uli Schmidt got it out for them very well. He stuck away Helgard Muller. Lovely little tap by him. Then a good, watch how quick Garthwaite is. He's very quick. Actually beat Karel du Plessis in a celebrity road race the other day. Great try by Garthwaite.
Converted by Nasbuerta. So the Springboks go into a lead of 24 points to 10. And very good refereeing. Q, I think that would have been a penalty for a high tackle if the referee had not seen the advantage, a clear advantage occurring, and he let play go on. Good work by Helgard Muller, as you said, and Garthwaite must be the happiest young 22-year-old guy in South Africa right now.
Yes, in fact, there have been appeals by the Springbok players on 2 occasions for transgression of the laws. First of all, there was a knock-on, then there was a possible penalty, but the referee let it go.
And we're in injury time at the moment. 41 minutes gone on the stopwatch, and the last gasp chance for New Zealanders to see if they can't get. And there is. No side. That is the final whistle, and the Springboks have won this game by 24 points to 10 after they were behind 6 points to 10 at half-time.
Is a wonderful try, and we may see that again if we can see that try by Garthright a little bit later on. But really a lot of indiscipline. Well, Naaspoorter deserves the champagne. There's a magnum for him, and in true Grand Prix style all over the camera. But I think really South Africa took their chances. The New Zealanders didn't. The New Zealanders will be unhappy with the referee today. I saw a couple of them going after the game and really remonstrating with him, and they were unhappy. Here we'll see that try again. See the referee Val Bartman there with the ball. He ran into the situation there. That's definitely a high tackle. The referee throws his hands in the air saying play on. You can see him there quite clearly. Garthright to Helgard Miller, a chip by the Free State centre, nicely placed, and watch the speed of this little scrum half. Brilliant.
Yes, we lost our rhythm somewhere along the way. I was quite confident the way things were going at half-time, but most concerned at the number of decisions that seemingly went against us. That continued, and I think the players became a little despondent. Every time we seemed to get down onto the opposition or the Springbok territory, we've got so many penalties against us. I think the count was something like 19-8. Discipline dropped a little. We were marched back a couple of times, which wasn't good. The guys just lost it at that stage.
We did the Haka today, mainly to scare the hell out of the Springboks. But instead, I think we scared the referee.
The New Zealanders were left to rue their decision to omit the talented Grant Fox. Robbie Dean slotted 2 first-half penalty goals, but later missed several crucial chances. At fly-half, Wayne Smith erred badly at times by playing back to his forwards, when he might have stretched the defence, but Alan Whetton's selection proved an inspired one. There was a feeling on the day that the better team had lost, but full marks to the Springboks for their courageous defence in tight corners.
The biggest talking point post-match was the performance of referee Rowlands. The Cavaliers believe Rowlands robbed them from the chance to square the series. Match captain Jock Hobbs accused Rowlands of penalising his players out of the game. Kirkpatrick described some of Rowlands' decisions as incredible. Dalton said he always demanded honesty from the referee, but that with what our guys went through here, I think sadly we got less than that in this game. Rowlands listened to the criticisms unperturbed. If I had the match over again, I would referee it again as I did today, he claimed. Naasbotha had the last word on the matter, saying that Cowboys don't cry. Perhaps the criticism stemmed from the Cavaliers' desperation to square the series and return to New Zealand with their heads held high.
I thoroughly enjoyed the series. I thought the standard of rugby was 100%. I really enjoyed every moment and every game, no problem.
Legendary All Black Don Clark expressed a wish for such a tour taking place every winter, but for it to be at least 2 months in length. 4 tests in 4 weeks was just too much. He said he enjoyed writing a weekly column on the tour and is going to miss it. For him there was very little to choose between the two teams, but that he felt the Cavaliers were the best on the day in the 4th test and should have won, barring some decisions of referee Rowlands. Some pundits point to the absence of some key players in the Cavaliers team, such as Kerwin and Kirk, as costing them the series. The feeling was that Kirk would have excelled on the hard-playing surfaces in the Republic. Also that some of the forwards, whilst the best in their positions, were getting on the older side. On the other hand, others pointed out the key players the Springboks lost due to retirement after the disappointment of the cancellation of the 1985 All Blacks tour to South Africa. This included notable Springboks such as Gijsie Pienaar, Ray Moort, Henning van Arswegen, Hempie Statoy, Henny Becker, Tiaan Stoffberg, Rob Lowe and Nick Mallet. If they were still available, the Springbok team would even have been better. It was also pointed out that only 5 of the Springbok players that played in an internal tour in South Africa in 1985 to compensate for the cancellation of the All Black tour played in the 4th test at Ellispark. The tour was over and the disappointed Cavaliers player and management had to return to New Zealand to face the music. The players was unsure about their futures in the game they loved. What was certain is that they have fulfilled one of their lifelong ambitions, and that was to tour South Africa. The question was, what would be the ultimate cost of the tour for the Cavaliers players and for the South African Rugby Board for allowing an unsanctioned rebel team to tour South Africa and playing 4 test matches?
The two giants in world rugby had finally clashed again. This time the Springboks triumphant in a tough and tight battle for rugby glory. The tour was now over. The battle won. Rugby had triumphed.
In the last video in the series, I would examine the consequences of the Rebel Cavaliers tour both for rugby in New Zealand and South Africa, but also internationally. It would be greatly appreciated if you would subscribe to my channel. Until next time, cheers.
Die stryd van die reuse misloop nie. Die opwinding van internasionale rugby word aan u gebied deur geel bladsye.